We're going to show you some of the biggest, some of the best 55 plus communities in all of South Florida. My name is Ray Fernandez. I'm with Living in Palm Beach, Florida, powered by eXp Luxury Homes, and welcome to Riverland. I'm going to show you my favorite models in all this community has to offer. The best of the best. Have you ever done a stay and play program? If you don't know what it is, stick around. You're going to want to know what it is. This is one of the models they use. Welcome to the Bimini. This is not only a good home for the stay and play, it's a really popular model, and I'll show you why. One of the things that strikes me why it's so popular is look at the garage space. You have two-car garage here, and you could, and the option for a third. The third is really a golf cart. It's a smaller garage. You can't really fit a car in here, but you can definitely fit a golf cart. So you're looking at 2,352 square feet under air. And I will say that they use the space very well. As we walked in, you have this, which is sort of like an office space or a bonus room or a den, and all, you call it whatever, make it whatever you want. Also over here, you have a full bath, your laundry area, and sort of like a mud room. You Northerners know what a mud room is. That's connected to the garage. And last but not least, in the front here, you have a nice size secondary room, bedroom. So as we go through this video, I'm going to give you some highlights of why this community is really the most popular 55 plus community in all of South Florida. There's so many, the lifestyle here is ridiculous. Again, more on that. Stick around to the end. We're going to go over some of the numbers, and stick around to the end of this model because we'll give you the price. I know you guys love master suites. Let's go see what this one looks like. So we have a generous master bedroom. Big window. I think that's something I always look for. When I look at a master, I always judge how much light we're getting in. More and more people are making that an important factor. As typical, the men's master closet it's big, but it's a little bit smaller than ladies. Yours over here shows really well. So it's not the biggest master in the world, but it does the job. Nice shower with the bench, rain head shower, tile all the way up to the ceiling. Your water closet, double, two-side vanity. So your master suite, I think, is functional. It's not the biggest in the world, but for a home of this size, it fits perfectly. I've got to tell you about this tremendously popular program they have. It's called the Stay and Play. You can stay here for three days and 2 nights. You can actually try this out before you buy. So if you're out of town, especially, we get a lot of people who do this. Reach out to us to let us help you book it. That they'll come down, spend 2 nights here, part of your vacation, part of your trip to visit family. Let us help book it, and we'll help, you can live the Riverland life and to see if it's for you. So I'm showing you this is their price sheet. This is in the Signature Collection. They have literally 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 collections. This is in the middle. I can't show you all the models here today. I'm starting with, these are our favorite. So these are our favorite, and it's not just that, they're also some of the most popular. So I'll give you the price right now. I know you guys want to know that. So the base price of this house is $598,000. To be exact, it's $597,900. But and that's what you do. If you go to the website, that's what you see. But if you're going to buy If you're going to buy a home here, you gotta budget for more. More on that later. This is Model Row here at Riverland. Down there is their sales center. If you walk into that sales center on your own, you are absolutely crazy. We highly recommend independent representation. Independent representation means we need to be with you on your very first visit. The cost to using us here at Living in Palm Beach, Florida is zero out of your pocket. It's the builder that pays us, and they're happy to do so. You can ask them. We'll be there for your whole journey. From that first introduction all through closing, we'll give you help along the way, whether it's inspections. In any event, it would be an honor to help you here at Living in Palm Beach, Florida, in your journey to South Florida. So now I'm in the Madison. I'm in the next collection up, actually. So we were started in the Signature collection, which is a really popular collection. That was the Bimini. Now we're in the Vintage. I'm gonna highlight two of the. There's only one there. I'm gonna highlight two of them here now. The Bianca and the Madison. Believe it or not, the Madison, this one is more money, despite the fact it's a little bit smaller. I'd like to know if you think it's worth it. First thing that strikes me is there's a double door entrance. People appreciate that. I know I appreciate that. I'll show you the front of the house. I think it shows well, but bear in mind, this is their one of their rest stops here along Model Row. This is Model Row here. And because they have so many homes and it's a big community, more on that later. But that is that's the garage. When you buy the Madison, that would be the garage. Because we kicked it up a notch, the prices are going up. And also this is something you got to bear in mind. I'm quoting you the base price of the homes does not include the lots of land. So when you move up a collection, you're going to spend more money on the land. They have certain lots made for this collection and the next collection. It's typically a little bit more wide. Look at that nice greenery outside. They have a putting green in the back that they're showing off. But give you some dimensions here on the Madison. The Madison is 2736 square feet under air, or 3,708 total square feet. I don't always tell you what the total is. When you add the total, it's because you're adding the garage space and also like that loggia, which here in Florida, we do a lot of outside living. Also pretty popular in all the homes is in this area. This is a little bit bigger than the other one we had seen. This is like an office, den, bonus room, whatever you want to call it. When the grandkids come over, they could play in here. Make it as you wish. The other thing that stands out for me is the ceilings are pretty high. I'm thinking that's about 15 feet tall. When you come in this model off to the right, it's almost like your own suite. Full bath here and a nice secondary bedroom. You can close that off. This is perfect for guests. That's just one side. Let's go check out the other. What I like about this is it's got a ensuite. Look for certain things. Like, guys who follow the channel know I look at this stuff. Full bath, ensuite, another room that can be very much utilized for guests. Also look to see if they have half bath. I know not all, this is their laundry room. Not all homes come with half baths, but they're worth it. As an example, here is one. So the reason why I say this, let me turn this around and show you, and then I'll tell you why it's important. So if you're having a party or entertaining, there's your kitchen. You can just go right into that half bath, and you don't have to go through someone's bathroom. If you do have the guests, as I was showing you, in this like suite area they have, they'll be using that bathroom. You don't want that. That's why half baths are important. This is that garage area. This is that little rest area they give, but it's really a garage. Let me close the door here. So this gives you an idea of how big the garage is. It's obviously not used for that here, but one of the things I know when you get older and you're in a 55 plus community, like I am, you sometimes, don't need as much garage space. You don't have five cars in the garage, at home with all the kids. So in general, the garages are less. You either get 2 or 3 if you're living here in Riverland in Port St. Lucie, Florida. So where in the world is Riverland in Port St. Lucie, Florida? So if we open up a map of Florida and we're looking at the southeastern part of the state, this area here, Riverland in St. Lucie County, is considered the Treasure Coast. And yes, there are treasures here. You can see it's a little bit west, so it's not a beachside community by any means. Basically, the best beaches are going to be like here in Fort Pierce, which is Hutchinson Island, like right here, and then Jensen Beach right here, really not that far. Stewart is a nice downtown area. You're pretty close to that. So from a location area or a location perspective, I think this community shows very well. If I were to switch over to the terrain, look at this. This is a zoomed in map, a little bit more zoomed in. You could tell that a lot of this area is built in, but not so much here. This is your Riverland area. You have Valencia Cay, Valencia Grove, Valencia Walk, Valencia Park, which we're talking about this video, and we have 2 other areas over here to the west. This is going to be, at the end of the day, is going to be about probably 11,000 homes. I think they're planning on 11.5, might adjust, but there's a lot of room here. But let's talk about specifically what you can get in Valencia Park and Riverland as a whole. The very first community right here is Valencia Cay. And then they went to Valencia Grove. But I need to tell you about resales. I talk about not walking into that sales center in all my videos. Don't walk into that sales center on your own. You're crazy if you do it. The builder is going to try and sell you new construction only. That's all they have to offer you. We here at Living in Palm Beach, Florida, have access to not just new construction through this builder and other builders. We can help you with the other builders and resales in this community. Sometimes resales might be a better fit for you, and I'll show you how to do that. So this is our website, livinginpalmbeachfl.com. Resources here are ridiculous. If you want to look for any new construction community in South Florida, use this tab right here. If you want to do a home search in the area, not just in Port St. Lucie, here. If you live in the area and you want to look at selling your home, this is a great. We have builders hiring us to sell their homes. We would be a great resource for you. But last but not least, let's look at this community tab right here. As an example, it's all the popular communities in the area. In fact, we even have a Riverland tab right here. It'll tell you all about the area, the community, the lifestyle, which is why you buy in Riverland. And it gives you one of our videos, one of our latest videos. This will be replaced with this one probably at some point. But more importantly, look at all this great data. If you want to search just in Riverland, it'll tell you what the median sale price is, days on the market, which is exaggerated because the new construction aspect. If you want to do anything in new construction or resale, anything real estate, this is a great resource for you. Living in Palm Beach, Florida, FL.com. Let me go to the kitchen first. In Florida, you get a lot of people that either go really light, like white, or this darker type of kitchen. Here at Riverland, they use GE appliances. You can upgrade. There are different levels of GE. There's Profile, there's Cafe, there's Monogram. This is your pantry. Now, you either like that or you don't like that. There's not like a walk-in pantry. You use that whole area here is your pantry. The island is pretty big. Not only is it long, but it's also very wide. So I think that's an appeal. And if you're looking for cabinet space, there's a ton. Look at this. So it's a good size. It's a good size kitchen for 55 plus. It's a pretty big kitchen for a home this size as well. Breakfast, dining area, nook. No dining room here. No formal dining room. But between this and your counter, you can fit a lot of people here. I'm going to be moving to the master suite. Before I do, stick around for that. If this community is resonating with you, we're going to talk about a Zoom later or a phone call. Reach out to us. We'd love to help you. Do not walk into this community on your own in the sales center on your own. That's a mistake. Again, more on that too. But I want to give you some highlights as I walk into the master. This is in Valencia Park. That's their newest part of Riverland. 1,365 homes are going to make up Valencia Park, and they're about 70% sold already. What do you think? A nice master. They show this house with an exit out to the patio. Pretty big lot. They don't allow you to go out back. It's why people are asking why I'm not going outside. It's because of that. This builder doesn't, generally speaking, they lock their sliders. Big closet. Look at the size of this closet. Nice master closet. A good size. This is bigger than the last from the Bimini we were in. Good size master shower. So again, this is another popular home. I'm going through my favorites, but I'm also basing it upon what we take a lot of people to this community. I'm basing it on the feedback we're getting, and also what people are buying here in the most popular South Florida 55 plus community, Riverland. Now I'm in the next home. I'm in the Bianca, and I'm going to give you the price of the last one right now. So if you come down Model Row, this is your Bianca and your Madison. They're right next to each other. They're similar size. The Madison is 719,000. Let's call it, actually, to be exact, 718,900. Of course, those prices change. They go up. They don't go down. Just how builders do it. There's no history of them ever going down. Just so you know, that's just how the builders work when it comes to new construction. But the Bianca here is a little bit less money, even though it's bigger home. It's 700, and I'm going to round it up, 717,000 square feet under air. It is a 3-bedroom, 4-bath. It appears bigger. It's a total of 2,799 square feet, or just shy of 2,800. And it looks bigger and it's less money. You tell me which of the two you prefer. Leave a comment down below after we see them. Before I walk inside, I got to show you. They have that golf cart garage I was telling you, like the other home, and a 2-car there. I like this from the standpoint, it's got its own golf cart driveway. By the way, this is a very, very golf cart friendly community. So the highlight for me on this home is back here. Okay, we have the kitchen. We have the master that way. I'll take you there in a minute. But back here is another space. And it's not a small space. It's a big space. It's almost like a second family room. They show it here with a television. They show it here with, a full couch. Great, big window for lots of light. They also show it with an outdoor, a way to go out to their pool. By the way, they do allow you to build pools here while you're constructing a home if you're doing a to-be-built. They do quick delivery and to-be-built homes. You can get great deals on quick delivery homes. Reach out to us. We'll help you get deals on that. This home does feel bigger. It feels wider. It definitely feels longer because of that back area. Big laundry room. On the other side, It's like a suite of 2 bedrooms here, which is nice. Big ensuite, big walk-in closet, another full bath here. That's going to be used by this one, which doesn't have their own bathroom. So, you know, if you're moving in this house, run to get that one and dibs on that. But it shows, and again, it shows well. The home is the entrance is tall. I want to say that's 15 to 16 feet, 15 to the ceiling and another foot into the tray. That is my guess. It shows with a fireplace. It might look real, but it's not. Most fireplaces you see here in Florida are not real. They're electric. It's even hard to get wood. I've said this. You guys follow the channel know I've talked about this many times. It's just not practical too. We don't use it. It doesn't get too cold here. I haven't turned my heat on over 10 years. Four paneled sliders. Outdoor living is a premium here. Give you some more. I'm going to go over the amenities, which is the best amenities in all of South Florida is here. I'll go through some of that stuff later. I'm going to go over the numbers. Is there a CDD? That's important. You want to know that. What is the HOA? There are some HOAs that are higher, but there's a good reason for it. We're going to cover that. The park, 1365. The next community they're building, I'm told it's probably not too far away. Call me if you want to know when it is. It is going to be over 2,000, about 2,000 homes. It's incredible. Let's go to the master suite. I love the bay windows. This is lots of light in here because you have 3 windows, a little bit smaller than the other, but 3 smaller windows. Setup is the same, you know, husband and wife, you know, closets, two walk-in closets. And then you have here, the bathroom though, is a little bit bigger here in this model. So these are vintage homes. The next collection is going to be the Crown, which is the highest collection. You can get a villa here. The villas are really good for seasonal people. They start in the 300s, if you can believe that. Great for people who don't want to make this their full time because they're a little bit smaller. They're as small as 1293. And the amenity and the HOA is higher on those because they cover more. You know, reach out to us. I'll give you the specifics on that, but they're made for that. But I cover the bigger homes because here at Living in Palm Beach, Florida, our clientele seem to want to go bigger and better and more. As I mentioned, I'll recap the prices here in these in the vintage collection here. The Madison is rounding up is 719,000, and this Bianca, it's bigger and it's only 717,000. 19 years ago, my family and I relocated to this beautiful part of the world we call sunny South Florida, and we haven't looked back. Today, we truly find honor to help people perhaps like you do the exact same thing. So if you're thinking about moving to this area and you want to ask questions from people who've actually done it before, well, there's a few ways to get a hold of us. Down below is our email address. That's one great way. Also on the screen, you see our phone number. You can either call or text that number. But literally 2 of the best ways is in the description in the comments section. There's a link. Click on that link. What that'll do is that'll set some time for us to speak, either through a phone call or through a Zoom, whatever way you feel most comfortable. In any case, we have your back when it comes to relocating here to sunny South Florida. So now we're kicking it up a notch to that highest level. This is the Crown. And let me give you a little bit of taste of what you can expect here in this higher end collection. Check out the windows on this one. 3-panel slider there. 4-panel slider there. This home is really wide. Look at this kitchen. Super long island, countertop island. The only thing I would do different is I would do 3-inch countertop here, if it were me. They show it with 4 play settings. I'm sure you can configure it to do more. It comes right next to it with a dining area, which, as you can tell, is also and that 3, 6, 8 more people here. So this is a great place to entertain. Let's go see what this looks like from the outside. So this is a wider entrance. It's got the double doors, but you have a wider entrance. That's why they're able to put this here. Like I said, we're in the Crown Collection. The Michelle, this is 3174 square feet under air. Same concept with the garages, but it's even bigger here. 2-car garage there. Entrance is there. On the other side, you have your golf cart garage. So there's something called a paseo here. Got to talk about this because it's one of the reasons why I'm thinking about this community for myself personally is that you can go to Publix. They have a town center, restaurants and all that just opened up, and you can take your golf cart over to the town center. You can take it to other communities. So this is Valencia Park in Port St. Lucie. There's also Valencia Cave, Valencia Grove. These are communities that have already started, and now they're closed out. But there are some quick delivery homes, and there's some resales which we can help you with. I'm coming out this way so you can get a real handle on the Michelle. I think she looks beautiful. So Port St. Lucie, believe it or not, is the 6th largest city now in Florida. One of the fastest growing areas in all the country, period. Never mind just Florida. They're building, there's talk about them, nothing official, but there's talk about them building a Brightline station here, either here or nearby Stewart, or for Pierce, whatever, but close to here. This way you can go to Miami easily. You can go to Disney like in a heartbeat. Look at this in this model. Look how tall, just as tall as the others, but it's a wider entrance. I think this is a very grand entrance, the grandest we've seen so far. And check out this office. This is really big. I mean, you got the office back there, couch here, TV here. This is just bigger. Let's see. Michelle is 3,174 square feet under air conditioning. That's living space. A total of 4,387 square feet total, which includes the garages and the loggia. When you come in the house, you have this office den area. This is what's on the other side. I love the secondary bedroom. Number one, it's big. This just shows this is like an artist's dream come true. This is a great studio for an artist. Also, look at the way they show it. Beautiful walk-in closet. They're just showing it as for a studio for storage. And then you have a full ensuite. This is like one of the biggest secondary bedrooms you'll find. The other bedroom off here is about close to the same size, maybe a little bit smaller than that. Ensuite, walk-in closet, and this is all just on one side of the house. You know how much I love half baths. This community is amazing. This is the number one 55 plus community in South Florida. And the stay and play is a no-brainer. Why not try it out for $99 to stay 2 nights? No hotels are that cheap. So the attractiveness, I'm going to go into that master. This is going to be the best master suite that you've seen so far. But before I go there, I got to say, over here, back that way, they have the town center and the amenity. They have a sports center here. They just opened a new expanded sports center. The amenities here are killer. You guys have heard the Villages in Central Florida. This sort of is like that, but newer and better. They have this in the park, Valencia Park, next summer, summer 26 coming up. This is going to be when they're going to open that clubhouse, and it's going to be the best at Riverland so far. So this is the biggest master we've seen so far. It's got this Gothic tub here in the middle. The suite is just amazing. And so the bathroom is what makes it better, I feel. Shower's about the same size, but just fits well. They're making room for that tub. Nice corner closet, which I love. This shows really well. So we are going to be spending more time here in this community. You, the viewers, have said we need to do more Riverland videos. So I'm going to do one on the amenities in short order. I'm going to do one on Port St. Lucie coming up. The pros and cons of buying a 55 plus community in Port St. Lucie. For now, we have this video, which are the pros and cons of 55 plus communities. If you don't know what is involved with a 55 plus communities, you need to watch that, because there is involved, and you want to know what you're getting yourself into when it comes to a 55 plus community here in Port St. Lucie, Florida. So I haven't showed the backyards. Like I said, I can't get out there, but look at this pool. Look at the lake. If you're buying a home, you need to factor in the premiums. Ask us about the cost of the premium for the land and the upgrades. But you can see, because we're in the biggest collection, it's a wider lot. If you're buying your lot, if you're on the water like you are here, you're going to pay a little bit more money. How much? Reach out to Living in Palm Beach, Florida. We'll tell you. Now we're in the biggest. Now we're in the granddaddy. Welcome to the Tivoli here in Riverland in Valencia Park of Port St. Lucie, Florida. So this is my favorite. If you're looking at a big house, if you want a big 55 plus house, this is going to be it. It's the biggest they have here. They have, by the way, I didn't mention it briefly. They have quick delivery homes here that you can buy in not even just this community, in the older communities like Valencia. There's Valencia K, Valencia Grove, and we're here in, actually, it's a model show at Valencia Walk. So, but if you want to be built, it's about 13 months, so plan accordingly. We work with a lot of people who are selling their homes up north or out west or wherever, other places of Florida, and look at these, because it helps if you're doing it to be built in terms of planning. Let us help you. We've done this for so many families. Let us help you navigate that whole process. So as I mentioned, we kicked it up a notch to the Crown Collection. That last home we were in, which is the Michelle, is I'm rounding it up, $848,000 for the base price of the house. This one's a little bit more. I'll tell you at the end after I'm done showing it. It's a big house, this Tivoli. It's 3,436 square feet under air, which might be too big for some people that are 55 plus buyers, but it's just great. I mean, if you're looking to entertain, look at the size of this kitchen. So a lot of people are snowbirds. What I mean by snowbirds, they come here for the season, the winter season. 60% though, that's the number I found out today. I knew it was about this, but 60% are full-time residents. 40% are snowbirds. But so if you're a full-time resident, this can make a lot of sense. Back to the stay and play. Take advantage of the stay and play. Don't call up directly. Let us do it for you. We'll get you hooked up with the right person, depending on your personality, what the right fit is, or the best person that can help you. The people that are thorough will help you with that. Let's walk to the front of this house. The office is gigantic. Compared to the other ones, this is just a big room. Look at this. Let's see, this is give you a little perspective, and I'm going to turn this around to even more perspective. I mean, you can do a ton with this room if you're entertaining, no doubt. This home has the same thing the other one did, meaning that, well, before we go there, this is like really a pantry. It's locked and it's built out. So if you want a walk-in pantry, they have it here. They also have, making the kitchen look bigger, they have this. So it's the biggest kitchen here at Riverland. Back in the back, like that other home we saw, you have this other area, which I think is it makes it for like another family room, or you can play poker. It'd be a poker room. Just love the way this room shows. Sitting down on their velvet couches here. I don't know if it's velvet, but it feels nice. Big. You have 4 TVs here. You have a wine racks. Now, are those upgrades? Of course. Are they an option that you can buy? Maybe not. I could help you with vendors and stuff. We can help you. I have the people. I know a lot of people here in Riverland. I've worked with practically every single one of their salespeople with buyers in the past. So we have access to vendors that a lot of people don't. So if that's a concern of yours, reach out to Living in Palm Beach. We've helped so many families relocate to this beautiful part of the world we call sunny South Florida. Let us help you. Did I tell you this is also a very dog-friendly community? They have dog parks all over the place. They have everything amenity-wise all over the place. But let's go check out the biggest home, the biggest master suite in the biggest home here at Riverland. So big, I don't know how well you like the design. You have a tray. Whenever you see these communities and you see a tray, you normally get them. But all the decoration you see in the tray is an upgrade. Closet here. Bigger ladies' closet here. They're showing this master with a tub. Leave a comment down below. What do you think of the tubs? More often than not, even though it's a 55 plus community, people like to use these for the grandkids, if nothing else, or they can put it in the secondary room. One of the secondary rooms is a bathtub for the kids. But I'd be interested to hear what you have to say. So you want to know the numbers. I'm glad you're stuck around, because if you're seriously considering this community, you want to know what the numbers are. I have it right here. If you need me to send it to you, I will happily do so. I could email it to you. But we're standing in Valencia Park, and all the communities have a separate HOA fee. And the villas, believe it or not, even though they're smaller, have a higher HOA fee because it covers more, such as things like power washing and painting. It's really geared more towards the seasonal people. If you're a snowbird, that's a no-brainer. The prices are so low. But let's go into some of the particulars here, the HOA fees and whatnot, and the CDDs here at Valencia Park. So here I'm sitting on the park bench in Valencia Park. It's $423 per month. It includes a lot. The amenities are very elaborate. It includes front and back. It includes a lot of other stuff. The CDD is, you know why it's not here? There is no CDD. This builder, GL Homes, typically, if they can afford to do it, not afford to do it, but if they're able to do it by regulatory standards, they almost never put a CDD. There's no exemption here at Riverland. There is no CDD to think about here if you purchase a home in Valencia Park or anywhere in Riverland in Port St. Lucie, Florida. They have a sports and racket club and arts and cultural center here that it'll drive you crazy. Big gym, big expanded gym. They'll keep you active with all kinds of things. One of the most popular is a cooking class that people love. Common areas, they take care of your back and front, your landscaping, your irrigation, your sod, all kinds of stuff. In and around your home, you have a security system. There's just a ton here. Let me send this to you, because you pretty much You can live your life as if every single day is a Saturday here in Riverland in Port St. Lucie. Riverland, Port St. Lucie, paradise here in South Florida.